I'm telling you, boo. I mean, I don't really understand why people struggle through when somebody tell you that, yo, listen, B, I'm not no religious person. Not even a little bit, if you can't see. I believe in the great I am that abides in me. I believe that I am is that I am that abides in you too. I believe that that's where God lives for all of us. I mean, beyond the chosen few. I mean, that is the very real thing. And one thing that we all have in common, boo, is we all have DNA. And right now, we only have two strands activated, B. At the end of the day, when you come on with God, 144 strands of DNA activate, B. I mean, and the first ones to do it is going to be the chosen few, boo. And they're going to be in the angelic class, and that's the goddamn truth. Because they're the first ones who had to stand up. Because God has cleaned up house. He's starting right at home. I mean, the angels was the only ones that was living with him, my friends. Y'all didn't. So just pipe down and know that we not stepping over y'all or nothing, man. We just getting in order with that I am. And when we do, we going to show you too how to activate, boo, because that is something that you truly do have power to do. That you have power to, operate the way God designed you to. He said he gave you dominion and power, boo. Why you think he gave it to you? So you could run around and tell people what you could do? The gifts of the Spirit, I mean, they are not reserved for the chosen few. Because these are the gifts of the great I am that he gave to each and one of us, my friend. But the further you are away from that I am, the harder it is to tap in, you see. The more afraid you are of your intuition and all those spiritual things. But if you understand that the Most High God is truly the Spirit that is operating you, is the unction, the function, I mean, it is love actually in its operating force. You would understand that all of the spirits, whether they be negative or positive, boo, I don't care if it is the devil or God, they are the same thing. That is the truth. The only problem you see is you got people looking in the wrong direction. I mean, that's the story of the enemy, how they fell in the first place, B. And all of those who are trying to realign with that I am, B, if you a human, you doing a different thing than an angelic being. But at the end of the day, all of those that are trying to stand up and get back in line again got to come inside and find that I, my friend, because that's where the great I abides. That's why he never leaves you or forsakes you. He's your own personal Lord and Savior. You don't need nobody else. You got that I am. And you looking for what the world could give you? I mean, at the end of the day, boo, you got this real backwards. If you can't understand that you joint heirs with Christ, boo, he said that you was going to go on to do greater things than he would do. I mean, how the fuck the God over everything going to tell you you could do greater than everything he already did, boo? You got to reason with your sound mind. You got to really work this through. You have to understand that that book has been ripped apart. It has been perverted. It is a spell book designed to trap you. And only a chosen few gonna look at that book and be able to break through. See the code, boo. Understand just what the fuck they talking about and who the fuck they talking to. No matter what they say on the surface, boo. I mean, he said you gotta search like rubies and diamonds, B. So the story ain't the one that you can see. It's not the superficial story that's in front of you, boo. That's the fairy tale. And that's the part that you have a hard time accepting as the truth. But the truth of God, you see, is not going to be wrapped up in stories about a handful of people, B. But when you know how to read that book and you know how to map out energy, you understand that it is telling you how to activate your DNA. And whoever God is talking to, the word's going to resonate with you. And you're going to read on the level where you belong, boo. At the end of the day, you can't be mad because somebody see that book and they read it and it's very different than you. See, they got eyes to see what your eyes can't be. But at the end of the day, don't act like it's something wrong with them because they know a different way. They decide to listen to the great I am within them, B. They realize that everything that was written down, well, it wasn't jotted down perfectly. And it was just, to tide you over until you ran into that I am again. I mean, at the end of the day, once you tapped into the great I am, you don't need nothing, my friend. How could anything that somebody else say, boo, trump what that I am, the great God inside of you? Now, when I say I'm speaking to the elect select of you, I'm speaking to the angels, boo. I'm not speaking to the human chosen. I mean, man got command over what man gonna do. I'm here for the ones that's gonna go home. I'm here for the ones that's going to stand up and do what it is that they know they're here to do. We was sent here to watch, B, not to become a part of this machine. And I'm not judging you, boo, because I fell too. It's not like I didn't get caught up, boo. Shit, I came out of double negative. That's a fucking truth. So everywhere I went, you see, I was surrounded by shit, pimps, thugs, hoes, and thieves. I was born and raised and steeped in it, boo. And then I had that other side of my family, and they was like, good, boo. I mean, and I'm trying to make you understand that this was a perverse nature that was running through. But see, I understand those 7 spirits that stand before the throne, you see. I understand that it's the 6 spirits in me. And at the end of the day, that would be my mother, my father, and my 2 sets of grandparents, be. And it would become my responsibility to break the binds that those spirits had on me, had to let go of the past so that I can deal with my reality, so that I would not have those things in a way I could reach that I am directly, be. I would not still be steeped in the problems or the stories that somebody else told me. And if I did this properly, I can stand in front of that I am, and he would tell me that I was a good and faithful servant, my friend. He would know that I did not love my mother, my father, my grandmother, none of them more than him. I broke through the frequency, no matter whether it was positive or negative in front of me. I was born in that absolute negativity, but see, I had 2 grandparents that was positive and 2 was that was negative, B. And at the end of the day, all of that fucking positive energy, all deposited in me. But coming out of absolute negativity, no, this wasn't no pretty picture, you see. And so when you watch me through this journey, B, it's me showing you how I broke the fuck free, the things that I decided to do. See, right now, I'm just acting it through. You understand? I mean, some of the skits that you see me playing through, I mean, you really think that this is the way I do what I do? No. It is me coaching you through, showing you how, yes, I did look at cards, boo. I did all that same stuff as you. Yes, I did, have delusions about relationships with people that wasn't real, be over this internet, you see. I'm not talking about you. I'm always talking about me. This is my journey to self-discovery. This is me growing up in that I am. See, I got to repent for who I was, my friend. And so I found a clever way, you see, to deal with me. I put my truth on Front Street, even where I struggle scripturally. It doesn't matter how I misinterpret it, B, because at the end of the day, you can't listen to nobody outside of you, boo, telling you what to do. The only advice that is legitimate coming from me to you is that you got to find the great I inside of you, boo. You got to let that I am inside of you tell you what to do. You can't listen to nobody outside of you. Do you understand, B, that there are times where I put things out the way I do, you see, so that people can come and try to judge and vilify me, but you got to understand, B. God told me take no worry for what I get, but everything I get, I need to understand it. And so when I work through what I do, I listen to me, boo. I record me. I say all the things that I think, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, you see. It doesn't matter what comes out of the fucking mouth of me in this filthy world, B. But when I'm dealing with that I work this fucking world. And I put all of my dirt on Front Street. Don't give a fuck about what the world thinks about me. So that when I come within with the great I am, my friends, I dust the mat off of my feet. I leave that shit out here in the world with everybody that's fucking knee deep. I go into the holies of holies with the great I am in me. And I suck there. And sometimes I do it for minutes. Sometimes I do it for hours. Sometimes I do it for days. Sometimes I do it for weeks. Hell, I've even done it for years. But to know that I am within me, I know is the greatest job I've been given, you see. With that, I have to guard my heart over everything because it is the divine entry to that I am, my friend. It is where you're going to find the crave of creation inside of every man. You know the original story. Nobody ain't got to tell you shit, my man, because the moment that you tap into the great I am, he begins to tell you. He unravels the mysteries, boo. You look at books for references, maybe as a reminder too, but at the end of the day, the majority of what you receive comes from the great I am within. But you have to have faith in you, boo, that you won't lie to you. And that's why the truth is the only way. Because if you lie to you, boo, you're never going to believe that I inside of you. Because if you have not gotten honest with you, You can't even believe that is that I am talking to you. Your ego is so big, you think that it's just another side of you. Not realizing that intuition that you were given, my friend, is a guide for you. And you got 3 brains you see in your body, B. You got the one in your head, the one in your heart, and the one in your guts, B. Everything on this planet, 3D, happens in levels of 3. And in order for you to amass self-mastery, you got to stop mentally masturbating, my friends, over words that was told to you by dead men. They are guides only to help you find that I within. But what you have to understand, boo, is because there were people who could teeth off of you. They twisted the words, perverted as you see. I mean, flipped it all around so that you would never be free, that you would be a subservient thing. You would always be following, and you would never take your own personal lead. To think that a man would say that if her husband told her that she could not listen to somebody who was guiding her to that I am, okay, that she would have to listen to him, my friend. Do you know what that I am would do to that cell in the body be? He would kill it because it would be cancerous, filled with disease, listening to something outside. That was the problem with Eve. And if Eve had only listened to that great I, boo, instead of Adam, let me tell you, this is the fucking truth. She then would not have listened to no fucking serpent or nothing else, boo. She would have been faithful and loyal to that I am. But man needed somebody to make him feel as important as God, my friend. So he reduced the woman and made her subservient to him. But this backward nature of worship, my friend, I need to let you know, and this is the gosh darn truth, that the God of your Bible is the man that you following, boo. But the God that this great I am is found on the inside of each and every one of you. There is nobody outside who can tell you what God gonna tell you to do. When you unravel your package, that I am begins to speak to you, boo. And what he say is real personal too. But you ain't gonna give no funks, you see, because when you one with that I, and you've been forgiven for everything, you've been given the power to heal and restore common man back to order again. When God is giving you downloads, you see, on how to establish the nation of the great I am again. Are you going to be worried about how anybody in this world feels about you, my friend? I don't give the funk about what one of you raggedy motherfuckers got to say. Because if you have words to say about how I live my life and how I use my mouth, okay, you have taken your eyes off of you, boo. See, I make these recordings for me, and that I continually tell you. I'm thespian as fuck, B. I mean, I love acting. When I was a child, I did not want to be in the industry, but I did want to be on Broadway. But I found out that it wasn't really that much different in either of them, okay? Because you had to give a part of yourself away. You had to make contracts, you see, with people that were binding. And I was never going to allow anybody to bind me to anything. The only thing I'm bound to, baby, is marriage. And that's why I stick through. Because if it were not for the contract that I entered in with that I in me, and that I am him, you see, I would have severed this thing a long time ago, B. But God said what he brought together, I ain't have the authority. So I stand in the shadow of the Almighty, knowing that God goes before me. I operate in the way that I am tells me, and when things are in order, well, things go orderly. But when they're not in order, that I am tells me to stand still, because I am his daughter, you see. And he ain't gonna let no raggedy ass man run the fuck on over me. But at the end of the day, if that man gets in order, then that I am will order me. But if it's just another energy vampire trying to teeth off my piece, well, like I told you, you're going to get a fucking character out of me. You want somebody to be the best version you see, then you have to elicit the best version out of them being. You can't be antagonistic, playing invisible games with your words, my friend. I mean, throwing rocks and hiding your hands in the end, and not think that this will just continue to be hidden from them. You were allowed to do the things that you were allowed to do so that you would just rack up the bill. But it had to be enough evidence, you see, where there was no second guessing, B. There could not be a moment where you would repent. We had to give you the opportunity so we could see. How do you use repentance, B? Are you manipulating repentance? Trying to get something out of that I am? You believe that you could do whatever you want, my friend, and then all you got to do is go in and confess it with your mouth, say you believe it in your heart, B, but your life is still exactly what it used to be? Bet you're a fucking rooster. You're going to be frying like all roosters do. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what nobody told you and or what you used to do. But if you repent and go back into what you used to do, I can promise you that I am is going to fuck you. Your words or your bonds you see now when you was in the dark and you was knee deep in your sleep. You made a lot of agreements, but you know, that was covered by the blood of me. But at the end of the goddamn day, once your eyes are open and you confess with your mouth and your heart you say you believe, you exhibit a degree of cognizance and competency in the way of the spirit be. See, you ain't no fool no more. And you lost the fool's covering. And since you ain't a baby be, you damn near grown as me, you have to understand that God ain't covering a fucking thing. And everything that you do when you acting like you on this righteous path, boo, but you still living like you used to do, running around telling everybody how they supposed to be and what is the right way when you ain't that I am for nobody but me. Look in the mirror and say the same damn thing. Because at the end of the day, I ain't trying to be that I am over you. I ain't trying to lord over boss nobody, boo. What I'm trying to do is administrate the order of that I am to you. I'm trying to tell you what it is that you were supposed to do. I'm doing the job that those original angels that came down here was supposed to do. And this is that moment, B, when you can believe everything that you read. And you can follow after anybody you want you see. But if anybody is telling you to follow them, and they ain't telling you to follow that I am within, my friends. And the only way you get to that I am, you see, is by way of me. Is the truth that you tell out your mouth that truly does set you free. And you don't ever have to be bound to the government's ordinance and documents of this world, you see. You don't have to be a slave to an algorithm. Because those that know their God can stand him, baby. Can turn around and do phenomenal things no matter how many strongholds or barriers you place before him, you see. With that I am going before you, boo. Can't nothing stop you. And if he got you in a holding pattern, you better believe. It's like chrysalis, B. You know when a butterfly come out of the cocoon, it got to come out and shoot out backwards before it go forward, what you see? But it needs the momentum so they can spring ahead and do what it is that God has commanded it to do. I mean, it's like the pinball machine with the, you know, you got to pull a spring back, but you give it everything you got and boom, 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 and you slap your way through. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you, boo, is those who have the wherewithal to get out of the judgment seat. Stop acting like you are in position to judge, B. If you are edifying, make it clear that that is what you are doing, boo. Don't make people believe that you think you have the power to judge somebody that ain't you. But when you see behaviors that you know you see that don't line up, and as more things get exposed, you see, it's not about judging them. It's about checking to see if that shit is in me. And if it's in you, boo, what you got to do is you have to come out from amongst them that you have aligned yourself with, my friend. Because you have maligned yourself with them. And you are carrying their those spiritual demons that they carry, you see. I mean, they jump body to body, B. And if you don't have the covering of the Most High God, you see, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all said the same thing. They worship that I am be, the great one that abides within, and you abide in him. And if you don't wake up to that realization, my friend, you're going to keep on following after humans. You're not going to say agenda B, because I don't want to make this about who is who. That's not my aim, B. Like I told you, I'm thespian. I act things out, you see. I mean, I play my thoughts out in front of me. I say the crazy things that I think. I do it all for me because I am seeking understanding. And while you don't understand what I'm doing, boo, I'm not really doing any of it for you. But if in the act of me doing what I'm doing to unravel this mystery of life in front of me, so that this matrix, I can break free. See, because I can't help none of you really get through if I did not already do it. I would just be guiding you invisibly, telling you all the things that we could do, boo. But see, now I'm standing on the precipice. And what the book says is true. You need 2 or 3 gathered in the name of that I am to make it happen, my friend. And I'm not talking about 2 or 3 people who believe a thing. I'm talking about 2 or 3 with activated DNA. 144 strands. 144,000, my friend. They are complete beings. 144,000 being a 9. All of everything between the 19 keys, the 1 and the 9. God being the first of everything. 9 being a complete man. Able to stand as that I am. No matter the influence that's around them be. And God knows who you are because nothing can penetrate your frequency. You don't begin to act like them because the algorithm ain't favoring you, boo. You don't try to run and adopt somebody else's style because then you ain't being who. See, the job of the God body be is to stand up and be that I am, whether it be negative or positive, you see. Like I said, we work together. We have an order and operation, my friend. Negative and positive, they are energies, my man. And they actually function and work beautifully together. And one day, the present emerging leaders of the day are going to understand that they are missing a piece to the puzzle, baby. And I know the piece. I have it. I hold it with me. I have invited them into my company. I mean, actually into the holies of holies with that I am in me. So that we can get together and collaborate. And I can give them what that I am is giving me. So that when his nation gets built, it's not going to be faulty. It's going to be built on the principles of the great I am, you see, not what was written in a book that's been perverted by man. But only from those who can truly speak from that I am within, and you know who they are, because when 2 or 3 of them are gathered together, my friend, you will see the living God show it right in front of man. Solving problems that seem so far away. But with God, we can do anything. At the end of the day, you got to wake up and realize that your job is not to judge me. I don't give a fuck about anybody who unsubscribes because you don't like my way of being. I'm not being for you. I'm being for that I am, and that's the goddamn truth. And that I am is working with me and showing me how to do what I do. So everything I do, I don't worry about because who's going to judge me? My judge is not you. And since I'm getting instructions from that I am, I tell me the truth. I don't lie to me, boo. And when I question myself whether what I think and feel is truly the truth and what I truly believe, I consult the great I am in me. And I search in every fiber of my being to make sure that for as conscious as I am of all of the things that I am conscious of, you see, that no matter what they are, good, bad, and different, I am not lying to me, because then I will not trust that I am. And if you are questioning that I am inside of you, boo, it means that you are still lying to you. And there are areas where you have to uncover, you see. I'm going to give you an example so that I can expose me. Make this fucking devil flee. Get on with more living, you see. Elevate even higher into the God body. So, last year when they tried the 5150 me, I stopped taking all medicine and everything. Now, I started becoming very unorganized. You know, my iron got low, all the things that go with, you know, I'm in the rare disease club. I have HHT. And when things get bad, I mean, it's a bleeding and clotting disorder, B. It's a disease that makes it very difficult for me to be treated for anything. And so I have come to learn that I need to stand still in the shadow of the Almighty, B. Because there's nothing they can do to save me. And when you are in this place where you are only reliant on that I am, because it is your only way, you don't want to be lying to yourself, because you need to be able to believe what that I am got to say. But you can't trust that I am if you can't trust yourself, okay? Because you will never really be able to discern if it is really that I am's voice that you are hearing, baby. At the end of the day, this is about mirroring and imaging. See, if you mirror the world, then you're still telling lies to me. Yourself, you see. But when you mirror God, you don't give a fuck no more, my friend. You tell the truth to you. You tell the truth to the world too. You tell the truth to the I inside of you. And so I said, man, I'm starting to become very disorganized. I can't seem to keep things in order. And everybody know I got ADHD. I tell everybody what the fuck is going on with me, because this is what happens to the body when it is being attacked constantly from spiritual warfare. Your body is fighting things that doesn't belong to it, and you end up developing illnesses. I mean, our DNA activates for the positive or the negative, B. And if we have been exposed to traumas, then we suffer PTSD genetically. And if we don't heal those genetic wounds and come up into our present day, our highest mind, and live our gift that God has given us, then we end up having to deal with the illness. Well, before our eyes were open, boo, we were all going through it, and we were all being hurled all of these things, and with it, we didn't know what to do. We were asleep. We were not functioning as the God body. You might as well put if you're still out of order, put an out of order sign on you, so that everybody will know that you're working on you. It's nothing wrong with being out of order, boo. It's just something wrong with staying out of order, especially when you got the God of order inside of you. But let me get back to the point, okay? So I went to the doctor and said, hey, I think I need to get back on my ADHD medicine, because I'm really having trouble reading. I'm having trouble focusing. I'm having trouble writing. I'm having trouble keeping things in order. This is something, I'm getting that. And, the days coming up to my appointment, I had to start to deal with me, getting to the point. And I had to ask myself, why do you really want this medicine? Because you don't need medicine to put things in order. You just need to put things where they need to be. And so what I did was, before I went to that doctor's appointment, the first thing I did was I made certain that I wasn't relying on medicine to do something that I really know I could do for me. Nope. That wasn't the reason. I cleaned my house and I did a damn good job too, big. And at the end of the day, I'm very proud of myself, because usually I hire people to do those types of things. But I'm learning to be more accountable for me. This is the maturation. This is what you are witnessing when you see me having these tirades and these rants and all these things. I'm expressing theatrically. I mean, sometimes, it gets to be very, exaggerated, all of these things, but I am displaying the journey that I'm taking through me. I'm showing you how I'm using the principles, boo. I'm not trying to act like I'm a spiritual leader or no guru too. I am just a functioning cell in the body of God, boo. And that's the God daggone truth. I let that I am guide me. And I do what that I am say do. My steps are truly ordered by the Most High God. And if God ain't telling me, boo, Well, then I do what I enjoy until God tell me to do something different, boo. And me doing what I do, every need that I have is met, you see. Now, back to the medicine thing. Remember I told you I don't speak in straight lines because I can't do that. You cannot, you have to understand that your enemy is going to flee. They can't stick around. They don't have the patience, be. So I zigzag through everything and I talk all in circles, be. But if, I'm at the point now I can bring you back with me. Anywho. So I had to now get honest with myself. So if you can clean up and you can really put this in order, be, what do you want the medicine for? And I said, because the devil is in the details, B. And while I can organize the surface and do those things without any external support, but I'm physically healing in the present moment, B. L4 nerve being struck, and yet I'm still moving, B. No opioid medicines. No pain relievers, a heating pad, and some green trees. I don't even drink anymore. Because I had to put myself in a position, B, where I was doing what I needed to do to protect me. Now, never been a big drinker, didn't even start drinking until I was in my 40s almost, you see, maybe 38, 40 years old, something in that range. Took sips here and there for holidays, birthdays, B, but I wasn't no real drinker, you see. Puff the puff of weed here or there, one at 17, decade late. 21, or no, 21, I'm sorry. No, I didn't know that was oregano. That wasn't really weed. But anywho, then when I got into my late 30s, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, HHD, all of these things, and I was taking almost 20 medicines. And somebody suggested to me, my children actually, you should start smoking weed, because that would eliminate most of that medicine. And it did indeed. And so what I realized is that I am healing because I'm so much better than I used to be. And I am able to stand even in the face of the attacks of my enemy. I still cuss, boo, because I'm a cuss a fucking demon, and that's the goddamn truth. But I'm taking more command over that I am, because that I am is commanding me. And when I ask that I am, like, should I get the medicine now? And that I am said yes. And the reason why is because then the stumbling block that you are struggling with, because you are surviving your PTSD, you are trying to get over these hurdles and you are healing cellularly. But the healing takes time. The fact that I am moving with the leg length discrepancy, scoliosis at the top and bottom of my spine, you see, L4 nerve being struck presently, cyst on the brain, cyst on the spine, AVMs in the lungs. They say I got an unstable mind. And yet, I flatlined a couple of times, but I'm still in the land of the living. And I still, every day, head to the battle lines. I stand with that I am, my friends. I know that on this page you see, you don't understand what the fuck you're witnessing. You don't know what the fuck is going on with me. And sadly, you're judging. But like I told you, I don't do spirit like you. I don't try to look at the world and fix the world, boo. The world ain't got shit to do with God. So that's why I ain't got shit to do with you. I keep my eyes fixed on me exclusively, but I recognize those who have that I am residence be. And even when they don't know the language of that I am, you see, because they still speak on the wrong side of the I be, but they believe what they've been taught. And so they come in the order in which they come, you see. But when they come, that I am will put them in order, be. You ain't got to worry about God's salvation business, you see. He got that on lock and key. He don't need no help saving nobody. What God needs you to do is transform and renew, change you, boo. Become a vessel that he could use. Recognize that that great I is inside of you. Allow your will to do what that I am is commanding you. Fuck what the world say. And you will see the miracles of that I am showing up in your life, okay? And when you see things start to happen spiritually, when things don't make sense, B, when all of a sudden you start seeing letters jumping off of pages, boo, or your pencil is in your hand and it starts moving by itself and it's spelling words for you, or pointing at letters all around a room and it's telling you what's going on around you, boo, you cannot be scared thinking that the devil got anything to do with you. You have to know that that I am is a spirit, boo. The spirit that actually operates you. It is the love that you need. It is what anchors down your peace. Love and peace are constants. They cannot be separated, B. So that's why God will never leave or forsake those that belong to him, boo. Because those that belong to him can find peace. They don't find it outside of them. They find it inside with the great I. And then they connect with others that have the same resonance with that I. And when those get together, now they ready to put in work and they down to ride. For that I am, you see. They don't give a fuck about your world, your money, your government, your ordinance, your documents, not a fucking thing. They are a sovereign nation. They have nothing to do with this world, B. And that's why when you hear me speak, I say, what do we want? Fuck the politics. We want our sovereignty. We are God's sovereign nation, and we do not answer to no governments, my friend. We answer to the great I am. And if you are not covered by that I am, you are part of the world, B. You are part of that machine, so you can get your dumb ass the fuck on away from me. You believe you need what they have, you see. No, what we gonna do is build off it and use that motherfucker as a springboard and get the fuck off of this ride they got us on, B. But like I said, I'm an administrator of the Most High God. And he has given me answers where you can't figure out how you're supposed to make this thing happen, boo. Because you trying to figure out, how do I do it and not take money from you? But that I am gave me the answer. And I've reached out to a few of you. But hey, you're going to keep doing it how you do. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you how to move with power, boo. How to take the very weapon that was designed to destroy you. Use it and watch the enemy that tried to destroy you, destroy yourself, B. Use the very words that they tried to use against you, you see. Make them eat them fucking words and you stand in your liberty. You got to understand the land for which you stand. And if you're not in America, B, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really not talking to you because I'm not in your same vicinity. I'm not going to be the energy that God sent to you, boo. Unless you know something I don't know. And that's on that I am and you. But from the perspective of me, I speak from where I stand. I speak out of my energy. My energy is not the same as anybody else's, you see. I just carried a positive charge. And there's a lot of them that's like me. And we are here to ground down into the negative people around me. To show you how you ain't got to do nothing to stop being negative, boo. But if you continue to let me ground down into you and you don't run away, boo, you can stand and let this positive charge use you. Guess what you gonna do? You gonna become a positive charge too. And you gonna bring some negatives along with you. Because two negatives you see gonna make another positive be. And at the end of the day, when you bring that other positive in, boo, the negative in, boo, guess who the next positive gonna be? You. See, at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you that God economics is a real thing, but you got to know the economy of that IMB. It's different than the economy of the world. And our current, it's about to be able to do a real good thing. But if you're not tapped into the great I am within, you can't use your current, my friend. And the love current is what we need. And you only get that when you tap into that I am indeed. So come on, and come the fuck on.